My name is Pauline, and this is Voices of Sadat. Okay, this is Voices of Society. My name is Pauline.
My name is Dawood Wahbi.
And my name is Sari Saile.
So today I'm interviewing them because they are part of this really awesome organization where they actually go out and help homeless people. But enough of me talking, I want them to explain it to you about the incredible things that they're doing. So to begin, I kind of want to just ask you guys, where did this start?
You can handle this because Sarah is our current president right now and Nadine is our founder, and they're the main two heads of the organization.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's so awesome. So this all started a few years back. Nadine and I were just kind of like talking, and it was during Ramadan. Ramadan is the Islamic holy month where people fast from sunrise to sunset. And you basically just at sunset, it's like you and your family, you guys just all get together and you all eat. So Nadine had realized that, you know, we have these like huge get-togethers as families, but
like
sometimes, and sometimes it's just that we're throwing away so much food. Nadine was like, we can do something with all this food.
Yeah.
So we started to, Nadine just kind of like made a flyer and like just, you know, like, just like by chance, just kind of threw it out there on social media just to see what may happen.
Like,
basically just a flyer that said, if you had leftover food after you guys eat at night, just, you know, DM myself or Nadine and we'll go pick it up.
Was this in like the Dearborn community?
Yeah, so we focus on Dearborn and Dearborn Heights specifically. So we just threw this flyer out there and told everyone, just if you have any leftover food, just let us know, we'll come pick it up. And the first night, it was just like, we had such a huge turnout, it was amazing. So we took all that food and took it downtown to homeless shelters and to homeless people. And we started there and we started to, you know, distribute the food everywhere. And then people started contacting us about people in our area who have families and they can't necessarily provide food on the table every day.
Wow.
So we started to help them out as well.
Could you tell me about the growth from where you started to now, like who's involved and any organizations that you partner with?
Well, when this first started, Nadine's younger brother Bilal, we were part of a group chat with our friends or whatever, so he just threw out into the chat like, yo, if any of you are free and you guys want to volunteer, if you guys want to help out, we're delivering food and everything. So I've always been open to helping out everyone I know, just with whatever they need, if it's something small or big. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come by. And it started.
That's how you found out?
Yeah, so that's how they told us about it, and then I was willing to help out. And then they were saying that they wanted to keep doing it every night of Ramadan, and I was more than willing to help because I've always wanted to do things similar. I wanted to help out the community and things like that, but I guess I never had the idea of the actual startup, I guess.
Really quickly, how long is Ramadan? Like how long does it last?
It kind of depends. There's the two sects, of course, and so I'm Shia myself, and in our own sect we have these things called Maraja. Each one, they sort of have different times of what day they start and what day they finish. It's usually about a day difference anyway, but for the most part it's usually about 30 or 31 days. But depending on like which sect you are, things like that, it might be slightly different, but for the most part it's for the 30-31 days.
So you did it
The month long.
for 30 days straight, just like collecting food from the community and distributing it. So not only do you help the homeless population, you help families too, which is just amazing because they do need help, and we don't realize that because just because they have a home doesn't mean that they don't need help. So how many families do you usually help on average?
It's usually you and Nadine, right?
Yeah, so we usually take on about 10 to 15 families every month.
Oh, wow.
Well, like every month of Ramadan. So we just kind of, you know, we have people who reach, like we don't specifically ask because it's not really like our place to go out and ask people. So we have people, like friends of these families or family of these families reaching out to us and saying like, hey, we have this family right here and they live here and they have this many kids, and sometimes
use the help.
sometimes they can't put food on the table, or sometimes it's just in the summer months it's just so hot and they don't have AC, so we've provided AC units and
so
fans.
it's more than just food.
Yeah.
What other resources do you guys provide?
So for the first month of Ramadan, because it was sort of like a startup project, we didn't really have like a specific idea in mind of what we wanted to do past food deliveries and things like that. It wasn't until the summer that just passed where we started saying, okay, let's do more things than just food deliveries and things like that. One of the more recent drives we've done was the hygienic kit drives. So we sort of collected and made like goodie bags of hygienic kits and things like that to take. And then we also started incorporating blankets, sweaters, hats, any kind of stuff like that, just to keep people warm and things like that. That's sort of what we started branching out to.
That's awesome. So you guys have expanded like the resources.
Right.
So one more question, and then I kind of want to lead into another topic, is so these resources that you need, these supplies, where do you get them, and how do you get them?
So a lot of it is just us throwing things out there on social media. So we have a social media, or we have an Instagram handle. It's at the Helping Hands with 3 Z's at the end, and we kind of
Is it just Instagram?
Yeah, as of right now, it's just Instagram.
Okay.
So what we do is we just we make these flyers. It basically just announces what kind of drive we're doing next and what our next project is. And we throw it out there, and then we also have like our crew, our friends and our family, they all post them on their social media accounts. And then we get a lot of traffic that way. Yeah, so a lot of it is just us like throwing it out there and telling people, okay, yeah, we're doing this. If you have anything to donate, just let us know. And that's usually how we get a lot of our supplies.
And there's like, is that a really high response rate usually?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially during Ramadan, because everyone's like, they get together a lot more. Everyone's more like close knit, I guess. All the families are coming together and things like that. And because they view it as a holy month, people kind of see it as a way to do better that month.
Give back.
Exactly. They want to give back and they want to do more and things like that. So I think that's our highest turnout rate, usually with donations and things like that.
Definitely.
That's when we get, we've gotten the most food, we've gotten the most, I think the hygienic kits, when did we do the hygienic kits? It was a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, like December.
Yeah, so that one we haven't done too much. Some of the blankets and clothings and things like that, those have sort of died down a little bit. We definitely had like enough for most of the days we had when we were delivering in the summer.
Okay, well, still sounds like that's going awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And when is Ramadan coming up this year?
So with Ramadan, does it come back? I think 10 days every year, right?
Yeah,
it goes back
after
for the 10 days.
Yeah, so I think this year it's the whole month of May.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's coming up soon.
Yeah, so it's coming up really, really soon.
I will get this posted so a lot of people can help donate.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, something that I did want to touch on because of something you said, which was the families don't reach out directly to you, it's usually other people. So the first thing that comes to mind is stigma, right? The stigma of like, you need help, but you can't ask for it. And people, especially the homeless population, are stigmatized all the time. You know? So I just wanted to get your thoughts and opinions on stigmatization on the homeless population, or just in general people in need, like maybe how it affects your work. Does it keep you from providing help for these people?
So you said it perfectly when you said that people need help and don't ask for it, because that's what the biggest issue is. And like we like to like stress it and stress it and stress it that we are here to help, and like no one should feel afraid to ask for help.
There's no judgment.
Because definitely not at all. And if we were here to judge you, we wouldn't be doing it. We'd just be sitting there judging you for it.
Yeah.
So like it's just there's people like make fun of people by the way that they dress or what they eat or what they do in their lives, and it's just some people don't have what you may have.
Yeah.
And like I think that with everything that we're trying to do, one of the messages we throw out is to be grateful for what you have and to give for others who don't have what you have.
That's a really good message.
So for me, I guess, I think the best part of joining the Helping Hands and things like that, it kind of becomes a family too, because before that, Bilal and I were good friends, but not to the level we are now. Just those past 2 summers working with him, Sarah, Nadine, and the rest of them, I've gotten so much closer to them than I ever thought I would in the first place. And it's not even just the group you work with, it's also seeing consistent people that you see when you're delivering food to them. Like one of the most memorable people I knew, he was a guy called EJ, and he was always excited to see us. The thing I loved about him is the second day we saw him and remembered his name, he just had this face of elation and excitement. And every night we would see him, we would talk to him, it was around the time the NBA Finals too, so we talked about basketball, we talked about sports, we talked about everything in general, and he just had like such a good vibe to talk to and everything like that, and he was always grateful for everything we brought him. He was never upset about anything, he always had a smile on his face whenever he saw us. So it's seeing people like that, and it just kind of brings your mood up. Because you will get some of those people who are a little bit ungrateful, or they'll ask for more than what you can provide. Because we would love to provide as much as possible, but then again, we're all busy with work and school and things like that. So it's mostly about what we get donated. So we're trying to give out as much as possible. It's people like that who are very grateful to us. Even the fact that like they just get so happy about remembering a name. Like some people might not think it's a big deal, but to them it's the biggest deal in the world. Because what's the location? Remember that little area we went to recently next to the plaza? Which plaza was it?
Under the Heart Plaza.
Yeah, over there they have this little area where it's like 20 or 30 people just setting up tents and everything like that. So it's literally and figuratively they're all forgotten about. But the fact that they see people that, because even recently when we delivered our hygiene kits, some of them were saying, yeah, we've heard about your group, like people have told us about you guys and things like that. So being able to branch out and have people know that we're going to try to help out as much as possible just to bring up their moods, it just motivates you to do even more than what you did before too. And even going through the financial struggles my family has went through personally, I've kind of seen both sides of the spectrum when it comes to things like this, and I'm fortunate enough not to be homeless and to have a roof over my head and things like that. So being able to go out there and do something I've always wanted to, and helping out the community as much as I could. So finding an outlet to be able to do what I wanted ever since like I was younger and growing up and things like that, and wanting to make a change, I kind of snatched the opportunity to do this.
It just like it hit home, because it's something that like we all talk about doing but never actually pursue it. So having the opportunity to do it through the Helping Hands has been one of the greatest things that I've ever done in my life, and probably one of the greatest things I ever will do. I'm Sarah Isaili, and this is my voice.
My name's Dawood Wahbi, and this is my voice.
This is Voices of Society.
Thanks for watching.